Hey, you don't buy cologne to go find the ladies. You buy cologne to bring the ladies to you. And why should your deer lure be any different? Unlock the hunt with Black Widow Deer Lures, the most potent natural scent attractant in the wild. Whether you're after bucks during the rut or looking to draw in that elusive trophy, their 100% pure and fresh lures give you the edge. Trust Black Widow to bring the deer to you.
Welcome to Joshua 2415 Outdoors, proudly in partnership with Christian Bowhunters of America.
All right, now we're recording, and you knew we were recording this time.
I knew we were recording this time, yeah.
Man, don't you feel special when I let you in on it and don't just
I'm pretty happy about
push
it.
the button, hit the record button, and wait for you to realize, we're recording.
I'm pretty happy to know when, something I'm saying is being recorded. I like that. I like to know that.
With that said, we are back. We missed an episode last week. Apologies for that. But hey, every now and then you gotta skip one, I guess.
Hey, life happens. Life happens.
Well, here we are.
Anybody that doesn't realize that life happens and things just
it happens.
Has to change at the drop of a hat hasn't had much life yet.
Here we are, back and ready for another episode. I have no idea what's going to be about, but hey, we never know what any of them are going to be about. There's the secret to podcasting.
No, we don't. I think that's what makes it more fun. We definitely have a change in the weather.
It's definitely getting colder.
It's 45 this morning here in Southern Illinois. Acorns are dropping. The persimmons are starting to drop.
And the deer are on the move.
Yeah, they are on the move. We took a ride this morning, and there was a couple vehicles out, people parked. We were going to try to go this morning, but I just don't feel like it. I'm hurting too much, but I'm never hurting too much to sit and talk to you.
And do a podcast.
I tell you.
And give the people what they want.
Give them what they want. Yeah. Comments, content.
I don't know if they want it or not, but that's what you're going to get.
There is a very heavy mass crop this year. Have you noticed that in Western Kentucky, the amount of acorns that are on the ground?
Oh yeah, and it to me it seems like it's a lot earlier than what it usually is. They started dropping 2 weeks before September ended over where I'm at.
Yeah, and they did here too, and it is seemingly quite a bit early to me for them to be coming down this heavy, and the size of them. The acorns that are in my driveway are, gosh, some of them half as big as my thumb. It's just I've never seen acorns like this.
Yep.
Out of these trees. So if you take that and whatever happened this year to cause that, if that happened throughout the entire woods, these deer have got an amazing year of winter feed, not counting crops and people's food plots. They've got an amount of food out there this year that is just
phenomenal. Well, not to mention what we were talking about when we were going on our ride looking for deer, the amount of bucks or the size and quality of the bucks that have already been taken this year, early season, are incredible. There are some monsters out there in Kentucky, Louisiana, Illinois,
Georgia,
all over the place. Just monsters being taken.
In Missouri too, there's been several big deer killed in Missouri.
Big Missouri bucks.
Kansas has already had an early muzzleload season. I've seen several big deer killed out there.
It just seems like this season there's been a lot of change. I think the weather even too is getting colder earlier than it did last year.
It is for right now.
The acorns are dropping, which is probably why the acorns are dropping earlier this year, and the persimmons, and the leaves are falling, and the bucks are bigger.
Well,
It's seemingly.
I think a lot of the bucks are bigger, but I think a lot of that reason is because so many people have gone to the it has to be a 6-year-old deer
yeah.
to kill, and TV's got to do with that. The YouTube's got to do with that. The social media, because everybody wants to kill a bigger deer than everybody else.
Not only that, everybody wants to see a big deer getting killed.
Everybody does. Everybody wants to see that.
That's the content.
And to do that, a deer has got to get mature. And if you are only hunting for a mature animal, then that's how these deer. If you have a large area that everyone in that area feels the same way about letting deer reach their full potential before they're harvested or before they're killed. I ain't gonna say harvested because you harvest corn, you kill a deer. But if you have everybody in an area with that mindset and a buck can reach 6 years old, he's going to be.
Well, you can say harvested, just like what you're talking about. People let them grow. They are essentially a crop to a degree. They let them grow. There's nothing wrong with that, but how many views do you think I'd get if I killed that 4-point spike that's coming across my trail camera? Nobody wants to see that. I do. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I put it on there too. If somebody wants to see it and see me get all excited about a 4-point spike, if that's all I see this year and that's what I shoot, I'll take it. If
people could just somehow return to just being happy with the kill, being happy with being there, being happy with hanging out with their buddies, and
my friend, there you go. That's our topic. If people can be happy with what they have in all things.
That's a fact. And everybody thinks that things could be better. Very rarely do people think about the fact that it could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
We have to learn to be happy with where we're at. It's whether that's hunting, whether that's in relationships, whether that's in our job, whether that's with ourselves. We should be able to find joy, some joy in everything. And
in all things.
That's right. We only have the opportunity to have this because God so graciously gave us the breath in our lungs to be able to experience it.
Absolutely.
We should be thankful for that. We should be thankful for the people that are in our lives and let them know how thankful we are for them.
Even the things that we have, too often people want more. It's not enough. It's got to be more. Yeah. But why and for what? It's not a bad thing necessarily to want. Let's say, for example, a new bow. It's not a bad thing, but if you already have a good bow, why? Why do you need the next big thing or the next great thing if you already got a good shooting bow?
Yeah, it's just human nature.
If you already got a good shooting Fred Bear vast bow that shoots pretty good even without a peep sight, why do you want a Matthews TRX?
Because you do.
Why would you?
Listen, there are huge differences in the quality of bows. There just are. And there's huge differences in even shootability, stability, backstop, the let off, the resistance when you're pulling it, as far as how the cams react when you're pulling the cams over, and there's so much difference between all of these bows. But if you find a bow, and I'm right now I'm thinking of a Bear bow from 15 years ago, maybe 15 years ago.
A Fred Bear Polar 2.
No. No, I don't remember. It was a Fred Bear Element. And it was a Fred Bear Element. I killed more deer with that bow and had no doubt when that string touched my face, when that kisser button hit the corner of my mouth, if it was inside 40 yards, it was dead.
And see, that's the thing, though. If even like, okay, so I have a Fred bear ready to hunt a bear vast. Is it the best bow on the market? No. Is it good for me? Yeah, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I've gotten comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I may have accidentally dry fired it and the peep sight blew off and I don't have a peep sight anymore. But I have gotten used to shooting without a peep sight and I can be pretty consistent. But that's what I'm used to. So do I need an expensive bow? Would it be better? Possibly. Would it be more consistent? Maybe. But what I'm used to, I can be happy with.
It's making do with what you've got, you know.
Absolutely.
Like I always
Can I afford a Matthews bow? Absolutely not. Would I like one? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't afford it, so I'm going to make do with what I have and be happy with what I got.
Yeah, and use it for its purpose. It still serves the same purpose. Longbow, recurve, compound, crossbow, they all deliver an arrow downrange.
Yeah, if you got a bow that's for the most part, functional. It's just a matter of you getting good with that bow. You practicing and learning what that bow does. If it shoots a little to the left and you can't adjust it any better, then you gotta go right a little bit.
Well, the thing is though, every bow needs set up to its fullest potential. You can only be your fullest potential if the bow is set up to its fullest potential. So even fullest potential, even if it's an old bow, a cheaper bow.
Yeah.
All it takes is getting everything in line, perfectly in line, and making sure that the cams are tuned and everything, and all of that is done with measurements to make that bow shoot bullet holes through paper.
Unless you are missing certain parts on your bow, then you have to rely on, well, I know it shoots a little to the left, so I'm going to have to aim right a little bit.
I've offered to put a peep sight on the bow.
Well, yeah, we tried, but we need a press.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I'm fine. I can shoot just fine without a peep. I've gotten used to, I practiced a lot without that peep, so I'm still ready and can do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to shoot with.
I've shot no peep. I've shot the peeps with tubes on them. They used to make a peep sight that was...
I do not like peeps with tubes on them. I've learned that.
They'll smack you. They used to have a peep that was shaped like a kisser button, and it had 4 holes around it. And you'd look down the side of the string, because it went around the string and not through the string. You look down the side of the string, which is no different than what you're doing right now.
Essentially,
using the knot that's on your bowstring.
Yeah, that is what I'm using. The serving line that was there that secured the peep to the string.
And I mean, you stand out here in my yard and you punch out to 30 yards. You punch them consistently,
and that's just it. I have no doubt that if I go out there in the woods, provided I don't get buck fever, I can make an ethical shot on that deer and put it down relatively quickly.
Thing is, buck fever is a real thing. It is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
And it does get easier with age. Well, I say age. With years of doing it.
Listen, it doesn't matter if it's a buck or a doe. Doe fever is the thing, too.
Yeah.
It's just seeing that animal in front of you, finally getting that opportunity.
Yeah.
And getting nervous and all the thoughts that run through your head. Am I going to make a good shot? Am I going to mess it up? Whatever.
You need to program. I mean, you need to get a deer under your belt with the bow.
Yeah, I've not done that yet.
And then
shotgun, not a bow.
You just need to. You have to program yourself to be a killer. You got to be a killer.
I killed my rooster the other day.
he had it coming.
He did have it coming. He was
but seriously,
brat.
There is a difference between going out there, and I did not always realize this, but there's a difference between going out there and being ready to shoot a deer if it shows up, and then the excitement just overtakes you, and being ready to kill that deer.
I don't know if it would have been different had I had my release, but that buck that I saw last year that come in and I just happened to forget my release conveniently. The only time I saw a buck that come in was when I forgot my release, and again I wasn't comfortable shooting with my fingers. But I didn't feel buck fever when I saw him. I didn't feel nervous. Could that have been because I knew I wasn't going to take a shot? Possibly. If I would have had the opportunity to take a shot, would I have had that? I don't know. I'd like to think not, because I felt just comfortable.
You may. You absolutely may. Different people are different ways.
Ready, but obviously I wasn't going to take a shot, so I don't know if I would have felt that or not.
What used to be for me...
Learning... So this year I started practicing shooting with just my fingers, and I made a great decision not to do that because it was terrible. I couldn't even hit the target.
It's a big difference. I shot fingers for, gosh, I don't even know, probably the first 15 or 20 years. And I had become a killer with it, where when those fingers...
You shot a lot of recurve too.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah. But I shot compounds with fingers too. Compounds used to be a lot longer, and that's a lot of why a compound is difficult to shoot with fingers.
Before parallel limbs.
Yeah. I mean, these bows are so short, and the string pinch is so pronounced on a short bow. And then you have the short brace heights that they put on these bows when they're designing them that will make them faster, but it doesn't make them more stable. Used to a compound, gosh, you probably had close to a foot of brace height on them things, and now you've got 6 inches. I mean, and in some cases less than that, 5 3/4 inch brace height. The closer that string is to that handle, the more that bow shows imperfections in your form, imperfections in your grip, imperfections in your release. When you've got a longer brace height, it is a more stable. Yes, is it slower? Yes, it's slower. But it is a more stable shooting bow, especially for finger shooters. And if I could shoot a compound now, if I had a compound, and I have even looked at them, some of the older bows, to find a compound that's long enough to shoot with fingers again, because I loved shooting with fingers. Now, obviously, I can't now, with everything that's going on with my arm and my body, and I had the shoulder surgery 5 weeks ago. Well, 2 weeks after shoulder surgery, the therapist had me raise my arm up, and it popped the bicep tendon. Something else popped this morning. I don't know if this ever even puts me back being able to shoot a bow. I don't know.
Outside of a crossbow.
Outside of a crossbow. And if a crossbow is what did I have to use to be able to hunt, when I finally feel like hunting,
then you can be happy using what you have.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I will do, because I still have the opportunity to go do that. Me and my wife, we've been married it'll be 36 years in December. It's been amazing. Have we had hard times? Sure, we've had hard times. I mean, we used to have nothing at all, but we had each other, we had God. And then people just need to learn to appreciate what they have, because it could slip away way faster than what you realize it can. And a lot of times once something's gone, it's just gone.
Yeah. And that's true for a lot of things.
It is. It is.
And the crows decided to join the podcast.
Hey, I like the crows. The crows make me happy. I feel like an old crow most of the time.
Well, you are, so
They
makes sense.
needed to break the mood, what they needed to do. But, I think that's the biggest takeaway for me today is to be happy where you're at. You can always grow from where you're at.
Yeah.
The only thing that limits where you're going to be is what you're willing to put into it to get there. So, we're sitting here now, we're sitting on this porch. I love this porch. I love sitting here looking out across the orchard and the field and stuff. Well, this would have never been possible if me and Pam had not come in here with chainsaws and shovels and axes and cleared this entire thing. This was all just woods. We cleared every bit of it. We put the effort in. Now we didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw out of back then. But we got the ground. We came in and we cleared it. We put an old 1967 single wide trailer on it. And we were happy. And when we got to where we could put this double wide in here, we did that, and we've been happy. You've got to be happy where you're at, and you've got to appreciate where you're at. Because 9 times out of 10, you're where you are at right now. Now, 9 times out of 10, you're where you're at right now because of the decisions that you've made to keep yourself in that situation. So if we want to grow, we got to go.
Yeah. I think that's a good takeaway for the day.
I want to grow. I want to still grow. Like I said, we've been married 36 years. I want to still grow. I want our relationship to get better each and every day. And I also want to grow old with her.
That's longer than I've been alive.
I have,
That's 2 years longer than I've been alive.
That makes it old.
36
Well,
years.
I think, I was 17 when I met her, and I'm 54 now. Most of my life.
As we've talked about before, it's dinosaur.
Dinosaur. And since she is a year older than me, she was before the dinosaurs.
She's not going to listen to this, right?
She might. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
It's been good times. It's been rough times, but it's been amazing times because now, as a couple people in our 50s, we made it.
Yeah.
We made it. And whether that's your job or whether that's your relationships, whatever it is, decide where you want it to go, then take it there.
Grow.
God does not call us to stay stagnant. God did not give us his word for us not to read it and grow in it. He did not give us a heart of compassion that it shouldn't grow and become more compassionate as we follow the example of Jesus Christ. In all of these areas in our life, we should grow. We should multiply. And what I mean by multiply is we should teach others those things so that then they can grow in it and then they teach others in those things. It is, go back to the orchard when I planted it, nothing. For years, nothing. And then all of a sudden, it's ready and it multiplies.
And start bearing fruit.
Well, if that fruit falls to the ground and I don't pick it up, it will seed the ground. Because that pear and that apple and that peach have got everything. I mean, we eat the fruit, but that fruit is the fertilizer for that seed as everything decomposes and it goes to the ground. It's all by design. That tree over time grows matures, bears fruit, multiplies. That's the pattern of what we should be doing in our life.
I agree. I think that's a good place to stop this one.
I think so.
We won't let this one go to 40 or 50 minutes like we have the last couple of weeks.
I'm feeling pretty rough
keep
this morning.
Yeah, I know. And we'll get this stopped. But I think that was a good message for the day. And gosh, deer season is in full swing. Fall, I feel like, is in full swing. My goodness, I've been ready for this weather too. I've been ready.
It's here.
Colder weather. I'm so sick of being hot and sweaty.
Yeah, it's here.
Oh, I am ready for it. I'm ready for season. I'm ready to get out there. I've got stuff coming back on my camera now. I just got to get out there and get them.
Yeah, and you will.
I'm trying to be as patient as possible and see what's coming to it before I make a decision on what I'm going to take first. I'm looking to see what kind of bucks are coming in. Do I ultimately care what I take at the end of the day? No. Would I like to take something a little bigger, nicer? Yeah, of course. But if that's all I have is that little 4-point spike that's been coming to my camera consistently, loving that scrape I made, I'm happy with that. Yeah. I can be happy with that.
And that's how I want you.
And that will be my trophy for this year. If that's what I get, that is fine. I can be happy with that. I can be excited when I take that shot.
Yes.
Or if it's just does all year, I can be happy with that.
Exactly right.
But I am biding my time, waiting for it to get a little closer to rut, see what comes in. Either one of my cameras. I feel like potentially as rut gets closer, I'm going to get more activity pick up on my other camera that I've not had any activity on so far. I think last year when I was, when we were getting to peak of the rut, I did see more activity down that way. The more into the rut we were, that's when I saw the buck. That's when I had the dose coming in consistently. So there's going to be activity over there. Right now, there's been nothing, and that's okay. I know there will be. And gosh, I'm excited deer season's here. I'm excited that we're going to get to go out and have hunts together this year. Yeah. Hopefully more than last year. I'm excited to be your cameraman this year.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
And I'm excited for the pursuit, or the passion for the pursuit. That I think that's a good series we're going to get started. And hopefully that continues into the coming years. And we keep that going.
I agree. 100%.
The passion for the pursuit is all about pursuing the things that is your passion, whether it be hunting or anything you find in life that is your passion. But it's also about pursuing, having the passion to pursue Jesus Christ in your life. And that's what that whole series is all about. It's our hunting show, essentially. It's what we're going to try to kick off this year. I'm excited for it. I loved the concept and the idea of it. I'm looking forward to getting our first episode out there.
I am too. Very excited.
Especially if it's in that ground blind with you.
If the corn's out by next week, we'll be in that ground blind.
That's going to be a good time. But anyways, we thank you as usual for joining us and listening and showing your support by listening. We hope you check out the YouTube and Rumble channels. And feel free to drop some likes and some subscribes and click some bells and whatnot.
Make a comment or two.
Yeah, if you want to. That's up to you, of course. But, it's the right thing to do. So I don't know why you wouldn't, honestly.
It could be good or bad. We're grown.
I don't care. Yeah, we'll take it. Criticism is fuel for better podcasts and better content. Or maybe it's not. I don't care. Do what you will with it. We'll do what we will with it, and you do what you will. But thanks again. We appreciate you. And as usual, feel free to check out the affiliates as well. That will be linked. I hope you enjoyed this one. We did, as we always do. And with that, guess we'll catch you in the next one.
God bless.
God bless you.